What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge Thursday evening. And Chester giving out Christmas presents tonight. Chester, thank you so much. He's donating some unlimited memberships to y'all out there. So I see a lot of y'all already got them. Chester, appreciate it. Also for the $2 super. Thank you. Means a lot. Appreciate you being on here as always with your comments, guys. Keep them rolling. Thanks again, Chester. Mark says thanks. A lot of guys saying thanks. Appreciate it. And
Yeah,
Hunter, tell the ones that just joined membership how to get in the Discord too.
Yeah, first off, appreciate it, Chester. I see 4 donated memberships tonight, along with a membership for yourself. So appreciate that. To get in the Discord, you want to go to your members only videos. In that description will be a link to the Discord link. You go to that and you can join our Discord. If you have any sort of issues, email us at ousportsroundup@gmail.com and we will get you taken care of for the Discord link.
Mess, he has not retired. He will be back. He's just on a trip right now. So with his kids and church. So he'll be back, just not tonight. And I think he might be back Saturday. We'll see. He's coming back this weekend. So, hey, yeah, what's up, Jimmy? How's it going? Hey, man, there's a lot to talk about all over the place today. First off, we did not see a Go Boomer tweet from Patty. So still waiting on that. Patty, if you're watching this, let's go. Let's get one of those out there. I'm ready. Second off, just got to say this. Yeah, on a recruiting tip. Jackson Arnold, man, he's got a pretty dang good left-handed golf swing, which I was shocked he's left-handed. I actually took a double take. I was like, who is that guy swinging the club? And then it was Jackson Arnold. So that's impressive. And then I was wanting to talk a little bit about, Richard's asking about Kennedy. Guys, here's the thing. Here's the timeline for Kennedy. The timeline is, I don't know, but I will say this. She does go play on with the USA softball team in Japan. That first game is on July 4th. I don't know when they head over there to get to Japan, but Hunter, do you think she's committed before then? Or you think it's after?
I mean, that's what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but they probably get down there probably 4 or 5 days before that.
Yeah, probably so. So you're looking at really 1 week to have the time to take visits and maybe make that decision. I don't know. I think it might be after. I don't think it's any sort of a rushed decision for Kennedy.
Yeah, and she will be playing with Kenzie. That's right. Yeah, and you got Kelly Maxwell there as well. I think maybe Allo. Bobby, Christian Evans committing to Virginia Tech surprised me. Bobby, there's a lot of things surprising me right now. I mean, the decommits seems to be every day there's decommits. And I guess the big news for OU is Isaiah Gibson. Sam Spiegelman put on Twitter today, he's visiting in Oklahoma this weekend. Number 1 defensive edge in the class of 2025 will be in Norman. This weekend is massive for Oklahoma. They got a lot of big visitors in there.
Yeah, you got a good mix of already committed guys to do a little bit of recruiting there. I mean, now it's this weekend going to be post camps. All those will be wrapped up. And you mentioned it, Gibson, 5-star, one of the top players in the country, edge out of Georgia in town. So,
and Georgia's a thing.
Yeah, I if he goes anywhere other than Georgia, would be. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked by that. I was shocked that he committed to USC, but now that he's decommitted, I think it's going to be Georgia.
Well, we know this. He said on a quote, I want to play for a real deal football program after he decommitted from USC. So I guess USC is not the mecca of college football. I guess that's what we're hearing. Shocked, but it's not the mecca. Hey, the film I've seen from camp with Malik Hawkins, Hunter, man, does he look good or what?
Really good. Really good.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, he looks really good. I mean, what he's doing to the receivers out there, he looks like a shutdown corner. I mean, that's just what he looks like. So impressive. Rumor is Kennedy was in a Buick dealership in Tennessee. I'm sure there's a lot of rumors. Tori, that's awesome. Yes, please hit the like for us. That would be much appreciated. Yes, the Japan tournament, you got Alo, Maxwell, Kinsey. I think that's it, unless I missed any. Let me see here what Chief T-Bird was asking. What do you think are chances of landing one of the 5 stars? Are you talking about O-line, Chief? Or the defensive line? Offensive line, I think there's a chance they land 1 5-star. That's what I would say right now. I would say 1. Who it's going to be, I don't know yet. I've seen people talk about the Seuss. Yeah, I'm not going to believe any of that until it gets later on in the recruitment. Do you think he commits early? I mean, or is this going to drag out with him and Haywood?
I think at the earliest, both of them are preseason commitments of like a couple weeks in August, right before senior seasons get underway. But wouldn't be shocked if they drug out a little longer than that.
Bobby says he's went from Babaloa to Rogers as far as who we land. I think there's a lot of people going in between different linemen right now. They're not sure. So it seems to sway everyone every day. It's a different name. Who's starting on defensive line? Downs and Williams are locks. Who's the other 2, Hunter? Who would you say?
I would say PJ and DeJoun Terry, most likely.
I'm kind of with. I don't know though about R. Mason Thomas. I could see him starting in that other end.
Over PJ or over Downs?
Over PJ. I don't know yet on PJ. I mean, I personally love PJ, but you hear a lot of talk about R. Mason Thomas, so I don't know. And he's got that extra year over PJ, so I don't know. Yes, Avery Hodge did go to LSU. That's a good fit for her. I hope she does good. Yeah, Monty, nothing yet from Patty. I mean, there's nothing out there yet. No go Boomer tweet. I'm hoping Friday. I mean, I've said it the last 2 days, but I'm hoping it's tomorrow and we get some news. I'm ready for a portal get from softball.
Hey, real quick on Sooner fans comment. OU favored over A&M to land Jonah Williams per On3. Those OU predictions are from beginning of February. The most recent prediction there was Wiltfong once he made the move over there, and he actually put in A&M as his prediction. So I don't know. It's been a while since that Jonah Williams hype was really high, and now he's taking visits elsewhere at this time.
Yeah, it seems a long time ago since the hype was there with Oklahoma. So it's been pretty silent for a long time. So Chester says, let all the media disrespect fuel the fire that is OU Boomer Sooner for life. Hey, that's even bank on maybe it does fuel Oklahoma's fire, right? As they listen to all the media. Bobby says A&M team to beat, but he could be drafted really high in MLB. Do you think that really matters, Hunter, on the MLB?
So MLB, the biggest thing with that is the high school signing bonus. I don't think his signing bonus would be high enough to get him to go to high school or go to pro out of high school. I think he is a player that is going to go to college, play college football and college baseball, and then after 3 years of that, kind of evaluate which path is better for him. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but 2-sport guys like that with the way the bonus money is right now, I would just be shocked if a team was willing to give him enough to get him to not even attempt a college football career.
Well, you know what we haven't really talked about much though with NIL is the players that are that talented at both sports. How much extra NIL are you getting doing both sports? I mean, you're getting a dab in each part of it. You know what I mean? You're getting football NIL and baseball NIL.
And it also depends on if you want to get both, which school you're going to. I mean, you want to look at A&M. They're playing for a national championship starting on Saturday. LSU has arguably the best NIL baseball fund in the country. I mean, look at the teams they've put together as of recently. OU's baseball NIL still has a lot of work to do to get to that level.
Yeah, Corinna, who knows? That could be possible. I mean, nothing's impossible with Patty as far as the way she's wanting to do it and how they're going to do this. But I just hope we see some news tomorrow. Hunter, what did you think of Sperry in the Elite 11? 10 of 21, I think were his I saw his stats. I mean, what did you think overall?
I thought he would have maybe had a better showing, but definitely not awful. I mean, the final 11 list are probably for sure 10 of the 11 going to be in that top 10 to 11 across the board of these recruiting sites. So a solid week. Didn't win it, but a pretty good week. I saw some stuff last night. I think 14 of 20 and some of the drills they were doing for day 2. So not bad.
Yeah, it's still a good day. And like Mark said, inviting to Elite 11 is a big deal. I mean, so that in itself is good. Chief, now that Texas and OU's in the SEC, how long do you think it takes for A&M and Missouri to fall to the basement like they were in the Big 12? I'd bet their lower half programs are pretty good within 4 years. I don't know about that, Chief. Lower part of the SEC, I think NIL changes things a little bit. And I think the 12-team playoff changes things. I just think the chances of more teams kind of staying relevant with 12-team playoff, I think is better than if it was just 4-team. I really do. I think that kind of helps the parity a little bit because those teams, you can finish third or fourth in the SEC and be shooting for a playoff berth. Whereas if you were third and fourth in the SEC with a 14 playoff, you're done. So I do think that might help some of those teams, including Oklahoma, because you do have a chance. Not if say you don't win the SEC, you still have a good chance of making the playoffs. So.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm with you. I think both of those programs, Mizzou, a little more than A&M because you've seen A&M where kind of the money that they've had and still not put up results. Now it's Mike Elko, but I mean, I think with the money that Mizzou has right now, it's going to be hard to not stay relevant at the minimum of winning 8 or so games per year and maybe even 10 to 11 every couple years.
Yeah, but money is great, but you have to if they don't perform on the field, money can only take you so far. I mean, you can get greatest players, but look at A&M over the past week. We did the thing last night. We talked about it. They have won 10-win season since 2000 with all the talent they've had. They got 1 10-win season. So, I mean, they haven't really been relevant, and they've had a lot of money before. So I think it's got to be a good combo of NIL, coaching, all of it. And we'll see if they have it. I know a lot of people love Drinkwitz at Missouri. I'm not there yet. I need to see another year. I got to see another year of them performing well before I'm a believer. And that's just my opinion. Yeah, they have Walmart money. That's right, Robert. That's for sure. What was I going to say? Oh, what about Avery needing to be closer to home and goes to LSU?
LSU is pretty close to the Houston area.
Yeah,
a lot closer than Norman. So, I mean, I think other than a school in Houston or A&M. I mean, that's a pretty close to home school and a program that is very good.
I'm with you, Dow Post. I got to see it for another year before I believe it. Mess, that's right. The Alabama commit had a great Elite 11.
Hey,
And
flipped from SMU before he went to Alabama. So
yeah. So that's a good. I mean, are you? It seems like DeBoer's recruiting pretty dang good right off the bat. So that was probably that was my biggest holdup with him. I thought was I don't know. It's not Nick Saban out there recruiting, but I do think he's got the newness of being the Alabama coach right now. But you got to see what he does on the field for the next 2 years, because if they don't perform just close to the Saban level, I do think maybe their recruiting might drop off a little bit. It'll still be really good, but I think it'll drop back a little bit if they don't really perform good on the field.
I agree, unless there's just some way that kind of Saban's involvement still with the program and more of a kind of an advisor type role kind of keeps them together. But I think if they had say 8-win season, 8-4, you're going to start seeing some guys decommit over that.
Yeah, maybe we need to make a pact, Chester. We don't mention USC or Lincoln Riley for the whole year. Because, hey, I was actually looking at their schedule the other day. Have you seen their schedule, Hunter?
What about their schedule?
USC, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty brutal.
They got LSU week 1 that they desperately wanted to get out of that game. So,
yeah, Mess, they did lose a lot of players. Yeah, they play a lot of big name schools this year, and they could be 7-5, they could be 8-4, they could be 3-9. I think I don't know what to expect from them this year.
Hey, real quick, Poncho Jack, Houston, the Houston area to Baton Rouge is 4 hours. Houston to Norman is about 8 hours, I believe. So quite a bit closer.
Bobby, what is well? If you can define what do you mean by I think he's going to do well, are you saying you think they're going to make the playoff consistently, or well as in what, 8-4? What is your definition of well? And Eric, I'd like to hear it too. Like, when you say he's going to do well, what is that? Are you guys saying consistently make the playoff out of the Big Ten? I don't think so. I don't see that happening.
I mean, one thing that helps is in the Big Ten. I mean, outside of those schools like Ohio State, Michigan, and then now the Big Ten schools that they're familiar with, offense isn't great. So, I mean, that
Eric,
helps.
Hey, Eric, and I think Bobby too, I'm going to have to disagree. And here's why. I cannot legitimately right now pick. They're a playoff team maybe once every 5 years. That'd be what I would guess. Because how are you going to consistently be a playoff team with Oregon, Michigan, and Ohio State? Not to mention others. Hey, go look right now at Luke Fickell, his recruiting class. Luke Fickell's recruiting really good to Wisconsin, and he can coach ball. So I'm not there yet. To be a consistent playoff team in the Big Ten, I think you have to finish third every year. So I'm not. What's that?
I agree with that. I think it's
I'm not ready to say that yet.
Well,
not
I mean,
consistent.
You look at the schedule this year. You got LSU, Utah State, at Michigan, Wisconsin, at Minnesota, Penn State, at Maryland, Rutgers, at Washington, Nebraska, at UCLA, and then Notre Dame. I mean, that's a tough schedule.
Tough schedule. Eric, right now, consistent playoff team. I don't know if I can. I don't know yet. I would say yes, but I don't know yet. I think I have to see this year. But here's why I would say yes to OU and no to USC. Because I think Brent Venables defensively is recruiting in a way where they can have consistently good defenses. And I think that's what gets you to the playoffs. So that's why I would say OU, yes, USC, no. But even consistently, I think consistently, I would say for OU, what do you think? 3 out of 5 years is consistent?
Probably so, yeah.
So do you think they're a playoff team 3 out of every 5 years, Hunter?
I mean, if they're not, then that means it's pretty bad in Norman at that case.
What about USC? Are they a playoff team 3 out of every 5 years?
I don't think so.
It's the problem with me is the defense. That's
exactly. I think USC is maybe 2 out of every 5, 1 out of every 5. They might have a defense good enough to keep them in games combined with an elite offense every few years to get them over that. And it also just depends on how does I'm not sure on the Big Ten schedules what their format is going forward. Are they doing kind of like the SEC is, where it's the same schedule, just alternated, or every other team that you didn't play? So need to see that as well. But, I mean, looking at their schedule, I mean, if they get more schedules like that, it's very tough to make the playoffs.
Yeah. And Bobby, I see what you're saying, but here's my thing, and here's what I don't know about Lincoln Riley coach team. Can Lincoln Riley put enough emphasis on defense and pride and everything that goes with it? Can you have a Lincoln Riley offense and a good defense? I don't know yet. Right? There's just sometimes when the focus and the majority of your focus is on offense, that sometimes the defense kind of gets second fiddle. And I don't know. And they may next year come out and play really good defense, and then I might change my opinion. I just need to see it. What was I going to get to? Hey, Poncho. I think the fact is she did go closer, but I don't think that was really the reason she left. I think there was a lot of other reasons. I think one of them, she wanted to play every night, and she can probably do that at LSU, I think, in that position. So I don't think it was all related to closeness to home. I think that might have been part of it, but not all of it. Uncle Charlie, thanks for watching that video. She is her energy is unbelievable. It's really, really, Patty loves her energy and her vocalness. So I think it'll be a great spot for her in the outfield there in Oklahoma.
Yeah, best high school player in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
out of Coweta. So going to be exciting to see though.
Yeah, and David, that's what I mean. Because do you guys think the OU with Levy, the way he was his first year, can you have a really good defense with the team going that fast? Is that possible?
Probably not.
I don't know if it is. I don't know. And guys, after this year, I may change my opinion on USC, but I have to see it. I need to see it, and because frankly, we haven't seen it. Okay, we have not seen it from a Lincoln Riley team, a good defensive team. Now they had to deal with Grant.
Right? Yeah, you're
1 year at OU.
Yeah, you're a big Miller Moss fan, aren't you?
I'm not a huge Miller Moss fan. I think Lincoln Riley sometimes might get more out of players that aren't as talented than he does with players that are super talented. So he might be a good fit for Lincoln. We'll see. He had an awful spring game, though, Hunter. He had a really good bowl game last year. He had a bad spring game. I don't know if you saw it. It wasn't good.
I didn't watch the USC spring game, so
I didn't either. I just heard about it. So
I can comment on that. But I mean, Holiday Bowl, 6 touchdowns. won MVP in that game as well. So
Yeah, Corinna. If not tomorrow, then when? I think if you don't hear it tomorrow, I think it might go through the weekend, maybe Monday. But it could happen on the weekend. I don't know. I hope it's tomorrow. So look at Lori dropping the Tebow stuff. Hey, what did you think of the Thunder trade, Hunter?
I think that's fantastic trade. I mean, you're getting one of the best defenders in the NBA. Also a little older, more of a veteran. I think up to 30 now for Caruso. Kind of full circle moment. Back with Mark Dagnall, who was his coach in the G League when he first got to the NBA. But elite defender, can shoot the three ball, gonna fit the team a lot better than Josh Giddey. I mean, I was reading some of those stats. I think Woj tweeted them out at one point of Giddey. I mean, 19% when defenders were within 6 feet of him shooting the three ball. I mean, 82% of the time he was left open to shoot the three ball. Still couldn't make it. I mean, I think it will work out very well for both sides. I think maybe the change of scenery for Giddey will be good for him in Chicago and kind of play a little bit more to his abilities.
Mess. Any recruiting news? Here's the deal. Gibson, the decommit, Isaiah Gibson from USC, the number one defensive end, that just decommitted from USC 2 days ago, will be in Norman this weekend. You had Fasusi there last weekend, and it seems like people are talking really good about that. Now, who knows on that recruitment? You have this weekend, though, is a huge weekend for Oklahoma. Visitors galore, Mess. I mean, they got a lot of visitors in town this weekend. You can kind of see them popping all over Twitter. I'm in town, ready to be home, all over Twitter. So it's going to be a big weekend for Oklahoma. And I think it's something where you hopefully coming out of the weekend, you get a commit or two. I think that's the goal on a weekend like this is you have a good weekend. You have a lot of visitors. I mean, look at last weekend with the kind of the surprise with Marcus Harris. I do think Cortez Mills, the receiver, trending towards Oklahoma as well, which just Emmett Jones is ridiculous, man. The guy's ridiculous.
Arguably the best recruiter on the staff. I mean, what he's been able to do in 2 years at the wide receiver position, landing. I mean, it seems like all he lands is 4-star receivers. But hey, real quick, final few minutes. How about some OU baseball talk, Jay? Real quick, big commitment today for Skip Johnson.
Yeah, that player they're getting looks insane of an arm.
Left-handed pitcher from LSU, Cam Johnson, was ranked 42nd in the MLB pipeline ratings out of high school. Went to IMG his senior year. Very talented left-handed arm. 6'5", about 240, 250. I mean, it's early to say. He kind of struggled last year as a freshman with control, but I think this might be the best portal commitment Skip Johnson has gotten over the last few years. I mean, that is arguably the most talented arm he has been able to land out of the portal, and you're combining them with the Witherspoon brothers.
Yeah, it should be a good staff. I mean, it really should be. Let's hope so. Thanks to Chester, I'm going to be on that Discord. I'm going to be in the clubhouse. I'm going to be all over that shuffleboard court. LOL. Dow post. Nice. Greg God says Bobby Cortez and Cade. That's what I'm thinking. Cortez, Choice, and Cade. I mean, what do you think about Choice, Hunter?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm not there yet on that. But there was something
to. I mean, how many more wide receivers do you want to take in the class?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Cortez, Mills, and Harris. I mean, do you need Choice?
Yeah, that puts you at what, 5 between Grayson Harris, Elijah Thomas, Marcus Harris. Cortez Mills, manual choice. That's 5 right there. The 25 limit is back into effect. Does the OU even go and use all 25 of those spots? I don't know yet. It's just 5 wide receivers in back-to-back years, or maybe it was 4 last year. Dozy decommitted late in the process, but that's a lot of wide receivers to bring in. But
Yeah, Bobby thinks they're taking both. But
5 just seems like a really big number when I think there's with how that wide receiver room is kind of building together to where you could use that spot elsewhere.
And Eric, I'm with you. I do think you got to have them, but I don't know if you need that many. I think, yeah, you got to have good talent at wide receiver. And they have an awesome room already. And they had an awesome recruiting class last year. And they're looking like they're having a great recruiting class this year. But I personally would rather have 4 receivers in the class and go get another trench guy. I think, I think that's where Eric's going with it. But O-line is needed, Richard. You're right. Let's get 20 more likes real quick. Get on here. Hit the like button, please. That really does help the channel, so appreciate it. Bobby says, I don't think it was expected, but Harris was a bonus and not going to back off. And that I see what you're saying, Bobby, because they were all in on those 2 before Harris, and Harris was a surprise pop, surprise commit. And maybe OU is the type of staff probably that would just not back off. I see where you're saying that, Bobby. I understand that. That makes sense. But I don't know. I was coming into the year, I thought 23 was going to be what they took. I thought around 23 is how many players they would take this year. Now, the more it's getting closer, maybe they do get close to that 25 limit, Hunter.
Yeah, it also depends on kind of how the season goes. I mean, are juniors declaring for the draft, or are they returning turnover as well, and all of that? So, yeah, Mez process talent. So that plays a role in it as well.
Yeah, that's right. Bobby's saying Marsh is out. Lori, Jeremy will be back, I think, Saturday. Don't quote me on that, but I think. But we'll see. Let me say this. He's itching at the bit to get back. Any Hunter.
Yeah. I'm not sure what day it's going to be. Haven't talked to him.
I mean,
he's been busy. So
let me say this, and this is not, I'm not sugarcoating this at all, guys. Surgeaholics. Jeremy misses it like crazy. I mean, he calls throughout the day. Man, I wish I could be on the live tonight. I thought I might be able to make it, but I'm not. We're not going to get back to the hotel till later. It's hurting. It's hurting, guys. So when he comes back, be ready. He will be 100% fired up. Promise you.
Jerm misses you guys more than you guys miss him. So.
Oh, I don't know, Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's killing him to not be on it every night.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sure he's pumped about the JJ hire. Yeah. We're not going to we'll talk about that in the Discord, though. Hey, Jeremy will miss Giddy, though. Great God. He loved Giddy, didn't he? And I haven't talked to him about the trade, but I wonder what his thoughts are. He loved Giddy, so we'll see.
I'm sure he's not happy with it.
Yeah. So, hey, for all you new Sooner Surge Unlimited members, thanks to Chester. Because of Chester, he got you hooked up to the membership. Thank you, Chester. It means a lot. It really does. If that's you tonight, make sure you go look at a members only video, which is you go to search the members only videos. There's some past videos. We haven't done them in a while, really. So go check one out. Links are in the description for joining the Discord. Join that Discord. You can talk. We'll talk on there. Make sure you do that. If you have any issues, email us, ousportsroundup@gmail.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow's Friday. Hey, and Mess, real quick on the trivia. We're changing something up. We got something new in the works. Okay, so be ready. It's going to be a better edition. Okay, of something better. So be in the lookout for that soon. We're working on kind of the ins and outs of it, but it'll be coming soon. Melinda's will be a massive flip, Richard. Yeah, Chester's the man. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Boomer.